Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to another Ork Tactics video with myself, 6+ Stevo. In this one, we are taking a look at the Wurrboy. The Wurrboy comes in at 60 points, and his stat line is as follows. Movement, 6 inches. Toughness, 5. 5+ save, 4 wounds, leadership 7+, and an objective control of 1. He is armed with Eyes of Mork and a close combat weapon. And he has the keywords Infantry, Character, Psyker, and Wurrboy. He can lead a unit of Beast Snagger Boys, and Beast Snagger Boys only. So, the Wurrboy. This is going to be an interesting one because I never see anyone use this fella. I never hear anything much said about him, and yeah, he hasn't got the jump. Let's just get that out of the way. Unlike the Wurrboy, which is kind of his rival on the table, they're sort of competing for that same kind of space of, you know, psychic shenanigans. So yeah, the jump is such a useful ability, such a good ability. And because this guy doesn't have it, he's kind of seen as a bit of a meh, what's the point? Plus, he is 5 points more expensive than the Wurrboy. But I've had a little read over his data card and his abilities and his weapons. And I think this guy is actually a bit of a sleeper hit. And mostly because of his ranged weapon and the special rule that goes with it. Let's take a look, shall we? So his ranged weapon is the Eyes of Mork. It has the psychic keyword, 18-inch range, D6 attacks, 5+ ballistic skill, strength 8, AP -3, and a flat 2 damage. So pretty impressive. Yeah, it's got a random amount of attacks. It's hitting on Ork ballistic skill, so it's nothing amazing in that respect, but it's got really high strength, really high armor penetration, and a nice 2 damage. Very nice indeed. His melee weapons is just a close combat weapon. He gets 3 attacks with it. It's much of nothing. But we'll get into the abilities because that Eyes of Mork weapon does improve with his abilities. He's got Deadly Demise, D3. Absolutely love that. The Wurrboy's got the same as well. So the fact that he can throw out D3 mortal wounds to anything around him within 6 inches, he's got that possibility of exploding upon death, which I think is fantastic. I think it makes perfect sense for Wurrboys and Wurrboys. He's got a built-in Feel No Pain of 6+. He is a beast snagger after all, and he's got the leader keyword. So we come to his first special ability, War Energy. While this model is leading a unit, add 2 to the attack characteristic of this model's Eyes of Mork weapon for every 5 models in that unit, rounding down. But while that unit contains 10 or more models, that weapon has the hazardous ability. Well, this makes his Eyes of Mork weapon particularly powerful. So if he is, let's just say he's in the maximum size squad of 20 Beast Snagger Boys, he is going to get +8, yes, 8 attacks on that weapon. So he is now getting 8 plus D6 attacks. So potentially 14 shots. That weapon is now looking a lot more impressive. When you've got 14 strength 8 AP -3 2 damage shots being fired out from a squad where the enemy's not really going to be expecting that. You know, they see a big mob of beast snaggers, they're just going to be expecting a horrible melee unit that's going to hurt them in combat. But then suddenly they're firing out this sort of anti-tank weaponry that's going to take them by surprise. So I think he could be a lovely little character to put in your beast snagger units just to surprise the enemy and have a secret little trick up your sleeve. Because yeah, if they've never faced one of these guys before, which is very likely, he's going to be yeah, that's going to be a hideous surprise for them. Yeah, it does come with the hazardous ability. So if you're in those large squads, it does pose a risk. but I think the risk is worth it. You're playing Orcs after all. Just roll with the risks. Go with it. Every now and again, it will backfire on you. But when this ability works well, it's going to be lovely. Yeah, so I love the fact that he's got this just incredibly powerful shooting attack from his psychic powers. Really, really nice. The next ability I'm less impressed with. Roar of Mork, which is psychic attack. In your opponent's command phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this psyker and roll 1d6. On a 1, this psyker's unit suffers d3 mortal wounds, but on a 2+, until the start of your opponent's next command phase, each time a battle shock or leadership test is taken for that enemy unit, subtract 2 from that test. Now, I said I was less impressed with this. Maybe I judged it too harsh, actually. I think that shooting attack is his main trick, but I think the reducing the leadership by 2 is quite nice. And the fact that you do it during your opponent's command phase, and that it lasts till their next command phase, so it's going to run over their turn, over your turn, and then, you know, up until their next turn. So it lasts a full game turn, basically. That is useful. I do like that aspect of it. And the fact that he's in a unit of Beast Snagger Boys, and if he's using this, and then the Beast Snagger Boys mash them up so bad in combat and then cause them a leadership test, they're a lot more likely to fail. So yeah, I think this guy in a unit of Beast Snagger Boys charging up the centre, trying to sort of claim objectives and knock the enemy off objectives, I think it's quite a lovely little combination, actually, because the Beast Snaggers are particularly brutal in combat. They're good against vehicles. With this guy firing those shots, it's going to make him even better against vehicles. They can certainly handle infantry without too much bother. This guy's only real weakness that I can see is that he's not going to be much cop in combat. I certainly wouldn't bother giving him any of the enhancements that we currently have in the index. I don't think there's anything in there that's particularly good. Possibly the I can never remember what they're called off the top of my head. The one that gives them the extra movement, that is possibly worthwhile, but then that's an extra like 25 points. So then it's jumping this guy up from 60 to 85 points. And I don't think that's necessarily worth it for him. But yeah, look, don't sleep on this guy. Like, consider him. I think there's two reasons for that. I think people have mistakenly thought he's not that great without really looking into him and considering, you know, what his uses could be on the table, and also the fact that he comes as part of the you know, the Word Tower on the Beast Snagger. Oh geez, you know, the kill rig. And I think most people tend to use him in there rather than use him separately like this. But look, I think he's very, very cool. If I was running a lot of Beast Snaggers, I think I would make space for this guy. And I think the miniature's really cool. I really do like the Wurrboy miniature. I think he's a very characterful, cool miniature. Yeah, so Wurrboy, very good in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Have you used him on the table in your units of Beast Snaggers? If you have, please let me know in the comments section if he's done good. Let me know if you've had some good success with that shooting attack or his Roar of Mork ability, and if you find that useful on the tabletop. I'm sure the rest of the viewers will be very keen to know your experiences. But that's the Wurrboy. Where are we going next? Well, I think it's important that we stick to this same theme. If we've done the Wurrboy, next time we got to do the Weird Boy. See you on that one, guys. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.